Yeah, trying to escape. Yeah, he tried to get away, but and they keep the blood and they boil it up and congeal it, and it turns into like a jelly. So we've got motorbikes stored here and all there, you know, and then you have them preparing the meat, and this is all for sale for human consumption, mostly for the street vendors or the cheap places where you buy meals for $1 or $2 off the street vendors, and they have no refrigeration, so this is where they buy their meat from. So think twice before you eat any street food. This is how it's prepared.
Tí tí à? Tí à? Không đi.
Right. Very good. This is very, 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 very unhygienic. All the meat is just thrown on the floor. So these markets are, these wet markets are like mobile phones sitting right in the middle of raw meat. Very unhygienic conditions in here. The meat is just like thrown on the floor. So if you're buying street food with no refrigeration, you know, this is where the meat comes from. Very, very unhygienic conditions. So buying meals in Asia, non-Penh Cambodia or Cambodia, real cheap street meals with no refrigeration, this is where the meat comes from. Yeah, it's very unhygienic. Just thrown on the floor, stored, and people walking around. You're just taking the hair off the pig's feet, pig trotters. But the meat sits in the sun all day long. No refrigeration here. This is all for sale. Although at 7 o'clock AM in the morning on a Sunday morning, this meat will just sit here all day in the sun until it's sold. And very unhygienic. So my advice is to only eat at restaurants that have refrigeration and that buy better quality meat. Even the pavements are just blood everywhere. Looks like water, but it's actually blood. All that is for sale to the street vendors that sell the street food. Bring the motorbike out on the floor where all the meat's thrown. And he's got bare feet and just walks all around where the meat for sale is. Now he's gonna, like wire, put it in a bag. No gloves, no footwear. Now he's just using an old broom they probably use every day to sweep the meat, chopped up meat in the piles for sale. No one's wearing any footwear. Just blood everywhere. This is the meat down here that I was sweeping with the broom. And then I'll be weighed and up for sale. And the floors are never washed. And he's wearing bare feet. Here, the ducks are here. Wish they turn into like Peking duck. He just cuts their throat, drains the blood out. All these will be next. They put them in boiling water to take the feathers off. He's got Angkor beer display in the shop. They're all empty bottles. So think twice about eating cheap. Think twice about eating any cheap street food anywhere in Asia. Phnom Penh, Cambodia, Vietnam, Thailand, Philippines. Think twice. I only eat at restaurants that have refrigeration because they buy better quality meat that's been prepared in hygienic conditions rather than like this. This will be used for like pork stir fry. Yeah, looks good. Yeah, good quality meat. I don't think. Another motorbike going out where the meat was just on the floor. This is the meat that was on the floor that he swept up with the broom. See these ducks here are already starting to go yellow, and they'll be sitting in the sun, all day sun. And they sell the duck feet, which is the cheapest. So a lot of, the poor people, or the village people, buy the duck feet. You can see this pork is already in the sun. And as the morning gets on, like 9, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the morning, this will be in full sun. And the sun's just starting to get into it now. These are frogs here. And not even I would film what happens to them. But I'll tell you what happens to them when they're alive. She cuts their mouth off and their feet and their hands or their front paws, chops them off, and then they're skinned alive and they're left to hop around with no skin on and no feet. And then when people decide to buy them, she will gut them. But there are live ones popping around with no skin on at the moment, but I won't film them. So one frog is 10,000 real, which is a local currency. If you want to convert it to American dollars, $2.50. $2.50 for one frog that size. And they've got a lot of meat on the legs, so one frog is actually a good meal for one person. So I'll land it here. So this is Mystery Cambodia, signing off from Phnom Penh, Cambodia, and I will be back at Sorya Mall tonight, Saturday night. I'll do another one there. So I'm signing off, and I'll leave all my details down below if you want to leave a comment or know anything more about what I've just filmed. Just leave some comments down below and I'll get back to you. So this is the market, if you want to know where the markets are, or they also sell fresh vegetables and fruits, which is okay, good, but don't buy any of the meat. So I'll spin around and show you how big it is. So it takes up two city streets. So this is Mystery Cambodia, Phnom Penh, Cambodia, signing off. And thank you, and I hope you don't find this too disturbing, this video. Thank you, bye bye.